Welcome to Legacy Trails with your host, Stan Potts and Terry Horton.
Even before I was able to hunt, he would take me hunting, duck hunting or deer hunting.
My mom was a hunter, my grandmother was a hunter, and they started me hunting when I was just a little girl.
It's about passing it along. It's what my granddad and my dad did for me. They passed the outdoor legacy on to me when I was a little boy.
Come along with us as we show you our family's love of God's great outdoors on Legacy Trails. This week's show is brought to you by Chevy Silverado, the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Heavy metal, because I didn't come this far to miss. Mission Archery, bows and crossbows that outperform their price. Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras. Drop Tine product, quality mineral and seed blends with free shipping. ScentLock, proven deadly. Grace Camo and Lace, it's a way of life. And by booksbypots.com.
Folks, thanks for tuning in to Legacy Trails this week. We're sure glad you're here. Tina Horton down in Arkansas chasing whitetails, and we have a real unique twist in this hunt, Terry.
Yes, we get to take my dad hunting. I talk him into going hunting with me again. He's 75. We see a lot of whitetail deer on this hunt, have a lot of action. Y'all sit back and enjoy me and Pops on a deer hunt.
Terry Horton and his dad, Paul Horton, are hunting on an oat plot along the White River bottoms. This property has been in the family for over 130 years. This is where Terry's dad, Paul, grew up when he was a kid. There's still parts of the old house standing and an old Chevy car body sitting in what used to be the yard. The deer are using the field early, and there are still several shooter bucks showing up on the Spy Point.
Well, today, folks, here on Legacy Trails, it's a special day for me. It's the day after Christmas here in Arkansas. We had a great Christmas yesterday, you know. Got my dad out, Paul Horton, today. We've got a lot of deer sign in our fields, in our food plots. I think the deer are coming in here pretty heavy looking for something to eat. Oh, Dad's going to try to put him something on the ground. He says if it's brown, it's down. I don't know. He says he's shooting the first doe that walks out, so we'll have to see about that. He's pretty wicked on him. He hadn't killed one probably 2 or 3 years.
The deer start moving, and some young bucks are the first to step out.
2 little bucks. Is that an eagle? Yeah, he ain't big enough for me. I can't see much over there because the trash is right there. Well, that's where they coming from, you know. You see them deer down there. They coming across the point, you know. There's a doe right there.
A doe shows up on the edge of the field, and it's not long before a shooter buck shows up to check the oat plot.
That's a huge one. That's a big twin point. Damn. You see? We won't kill that one. Huh? You want to kill that one? I can get on it. You see? You see me just go, no, you're too high. Your gun's too high. Just hang on, he's gonna step out of here. That's a good one right there. You see?
Yeah, but I can't get on.
The buck ends up coming out to the far left of the pop-up blind they're sitting in, and Terry's dad, Paul, has trouble getting on him. After several attempts to get him in the scope, Paul offers Terry the gun to take the shot.
God, no. Here's safety and shooting.
That's the beauty of hunting with kids.
You get it?
Even at the age of 74, Paul would rather his son to shoot a good buck than take a chance of not getting
Do
him.
it now. Hot dog it.
Just as any dad with kids would do the same.
12.
Yeah, I've got pictures of you. Hot dog it. And here, and the big 10-point come out, Dad, to the left, and Dad couldn't get on him. So he said, son, you shoot him. So it's a deer we've watched all year that this is the first time we've seen him in the daylight. And you don't get very many opportunities to beat deer, and Dad handed me the gun and put the hammer on him. It's been a long time since me and Dad been out here hunting together like this.
Yeah.
What was it you say? Best time to shoot one's when?
Whenever you see him.
When he's close enough, ain't it right?
Yep.
Well, folks, took Dad hunting today. We had a great time. Seen a lot of deer today. This big buck come out and Dad couldn't get on him. What'd you say?
I said, shoot him.
You take the gun, you shoot him.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We swapped in the deer stand. It was sitting in a pop-up blind, and man, it's just great to be out here with my dad. Love him to death, and he's gonna be 74 next week, aren't you?
Well, the 11th.
The 11th of January, you're gonna be 74. It's the day after Christmas. What a great Christmas present. Man, this is what Legacy Trails is all about. Being out with your family. But, you know, Dad and I hunted together. He started me hunting, and then we got a nice deer to come with it. Been a great day, Dad. Love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Love you bunch, man.
I love you a bunch too.
I think that's the biggest deer I've ever killed with you.
I think so.
I think it is, don't you?
Yeah.
Good deal.
I killed 2 or 3 like that in my lifetime.
Whether young or old, we're still creating legacies. There's more Arkansas whitetail traditions coming up. Legacy Trails will be right back.
Fast on a rough road riding, twisting, turning further from my home. And when it's done, believe that I will yell it from that mountain high. I was born free.
Truck guys, as dependable as the trucks they drive. Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road.
You're watching Legacy Trails, and now it's time for Along the Way with Stan Potts. Is sponsored by ScentLock, proven deadly.
Let me talk to you a little bit about tree stand location and getting them ready. I mean, that's a question I get a lot, and especially about getting your tree stand locations ready and trimming your shooting lanes. I'm big on trimming shooting lanes. I trim a lot. If it's in the way, I get it out, and there's really no exception to that. And you're the same way I am, because you grew up around it.
Oh yeah, I think you created a monster here, because I don't leave any chance. If there's a limb in my way, if it's this big, I get rid of it. It's always been a running joke for years. We'll be driving down the highway, me and my brother Terry or Dad, and I'm sure you've seen where they've trimmed these trees along the highway so the power lines can go through the middle. If we see one of those, they'll be, oh, well, Tim must be gonna hunt out of that tree. Look at all the limbs cut out of it. So just, it does make a difference. Get rid of those limbs, get your saw out and cut them, and then it won't affect your shot on that big buck.
Absolutely. Our way is not the only way, and there's some people out there that don't like to trim shooting lanes, and if that works for them, that's great. But we believe in trimming, and if it's in the way, get it out.
Tina Horton is back at the family farm with her husband Terry behind the camera. It's muzzleloading season, and she's having an unusual start. Tina is set up along the White River bottoms in a travel corridor at the back edge of an oat plot. Not long into the hunt, a really nice Arkansas black bear shows up. This area has a good population of black bear, and they normally see 1 or 2 each year. The black bear season in this zone is November 29th through December 7th, so unfortunately, season's not open yet.
Well, we've had one of our Arkansas black bears show up out here under a deer stand today. He's been here for about 30 minutes now. He's already scared off one good deer. Now we're just trying to wait and see if he's gonna leave. Don't know how this hunt's gonna turn out today.
After the bear leaves, things settle down and the deer begin to filter through to the oat plot. As the evening gets later, a nice group of bucks with a shooter steps out in the oat plot, and they decide to take the biggest one.
There's the big one right there.
Can I shoot it that far?
Yeah.
Where's the big one?
Right there, standing broadside.
The closest to the woods?
Yeah. Can you get on?
No. It's a long ways.
Tina tries to find an opening to shoot through, but there's too much brush in between them, and she cannot get a good shot.
Which one's the biggest?
You walk down in the field.
Muzzleload season goes out, and Tina is headed back to number 1 stand.
This is day 2 of our modern gun season. Right after Christmas, I just got off work. Thought I was gonna have to come hunting in my scrubs, but thankfully my husband left my hunting clothes in the truck for me. They've been seeing lots of deer early. I think they're hungry and they're looking for food, so we're gonna get up in the deer stand and see if we can't get that big buck this afternoon. So stay tuned with us here on Legacy Trails.
Terry has put up a pop-up blind at the bottom of it, and Buck, her son, is going to get in it with his mission bow in case a doe gets in range. The rut is not completely over, and the deer are hitting the oat plots hard. Tina gets settled in, and it's not long before the deer start moving. Just as they are enjoying a couple of small bucks feeding, a doe drags one of the shooters they have on the Spy Point trail camera. She marches him right by the old home place with the old Chevy in the grown-up yard.
Let him stop and get broadside. Let him stop and get broadside. Get ready. Okay.
Oh, good job, Mom. Oh my gosh, did you see that deer? That's what I'm talking about.
I heard y'all talking. I didn't know what y'all was doing. I looked up and I said, oh, that's
Yeah,
a
I see
big
his
deer.
tail back there. Oh my gosh. So exciting. That Spike kept looking at something over there in the woods. He kept raising his head up. He's been out there for about 30 minutes. He kept looking up in the woods. I knew there was something back there. I knew there was. And when I shot, deer went everywhere. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
I didn't know. I seen that little deer and I seen that doe step out and I said, she about to shoot that doe. And I looked up behind flopping. Crap, that's a big deer.
Oh my gosh.
And I heard boom and he said,
You think I got it?
I guarantee you I seen his leg flopping.
I'm pretty dang sure I got it. But it's just so exciting waiting for them deer to step out when you know that Spike is watching something out there.
When Tina and Buck go down to recover her buck and they walk up to it, they realize how sometimes Mother Nature throws you a curveball. With the Arkansas weather turning fall early this year and the lack of acorns in the bottoms, this buck dropped his horns when he fell to the ground.
Just stick your horns up. I had my deer come in and fell down and both horns fell off.
How did this happen?
Folks, I am not believing this. I shoot this big old deer. We get out here and he's done knocked off both sets of horns when he fell down. It's not even January yet. Cannot believe this. Cannot believe it. But we found both sets. But what are the chances of this happening? What? He was a nice one. That's the first time I've had that happen. First time. And we actually found another set of, one half of a set of sheds coming and looking for this one.
Man, what an awesome hunt that was. I was so excited because I knew it was a great deer, but you saw what happened when we got up there to the deer. The horns had fallen off, but my good friend from DeWitt put these on a board for me, and I really wanted y'all to have the opportunity to see what an awesome deer it really turned out to be.
You're watching Legacy Trails. We'll be right back.
12 years ago, Heavy Shot unleveled the playing field. We think it's time to unlevel the playing field again. Heavy Shot proudly brings you Speedball. Designed with the Speedball pellet accelerator, Speedball's layered construction keeps high energy Heavy Shot pellets flying slightly ahead of the MV2 pellets. Speedball, unlevel the playing field.
You're watching Legacy Trails. It's time for Know Your Game with Allie and Adriana Armstrong.
Today we're going to talk about shot placement on a turkey, specifically with the bow. I personally like to shoot them in the wing, right here. Or another option, if they're facing away and strutting, you can also shoot them in the vent.
With a shotgun, I prefer to shoot them where the red at the neck meets the feathers.
Make sure that you practice with the same ammunition that you're going to hunt with so you know your shot pattern and your effective killing range.
Kids Gone Hunting with Buck Horton is presented by Chevrolet Silverado. Find new roads.
Hey y'all, on this week's segment of Kids Go Hunting, we're going to do some coyote shooting. You probably don't know this, but in Arkansas we have a really bad population with coyotes. I'm going to do my part on putting it under control. This week on Kids Gone Hunting, Maddie, Sam, and I are trying our best to take out some of the predators on our hunting properties as we are deer hunting in Arkansas. Most of the land we hunt is river bottom farmland, with scattered CRP fields among blocks of timber. Our dads have stressed taking out as many predators whenever we get the chance. Predators kill small deer as well as turkeys. Maddie is up first with a shot at her very first bobcat. She is watching a group of young bucks when they see a bobcat in the back of the food plot.
Can I shoot him? Yeah.
Good job, Maddie.
Sam's next, and he has an afternoon with bobcats running wild. He starts off with a bobcat coming straight in.
Did I get him?
You rode him up.
2 bobcats in one day. Well, we went deer hunting today, and we came back with 2 bobcats, a big male and a decent sized female, so we had a pretty good hunt.
Well, I'm up next. It's youth season, and Dad and I are on our farm in southeast Arkansas. When we get settled, a big, pretty male coyote comes out and starts across the field. And I know what I gotta do.
Smoking. Got me a big old coyote.
I would say we had a successful year of doing some predator control. We saved a few young deer and turkeys, then it was totally worth it.
You're watching Legacy Trails, and we'll be right back, right here on the Sportsman's Channel.
This is my life. The weekend warrior. No more production lines or deadlines. This is why I work 5 days a week. I need speed, power, precision. I expect no less than the best. This is my best. This is my chance. This is my mission.
Simple, efficient, powerful. Mission by Matthews.
Welcome back to Legacy Trails. Keepers of the Flame with Terry Horton is brought to you by Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras.
At Legacy Trails, we treasure those gifts and traditions handed down through the generations. Each week, we like to take a moment to pay tribute to those whose hard work keeps our outdoor heritage alive. Whether it's an organization or a specific individual, from the past or the present, each one has made a difference. We call them Keepers of the Flame.
Hey guys, last year we featured Arkansas Youth Shooting Sports on our segment Keepers of the Flame. This year we've come back to their new complex built in Jacksonville, Arkansas. This is my friend Chuck Woodson from the Arkansas Game and Fish, who's going to share with us a little information about the new complex.
The new complex is great. We started out with 9 fields over at the Remington Gun Club, which was a great facility to start with. Since our program expanded to almost 6,000 student athletes, 850 volunteer coaches, we do have a great facility here. How this came about is the Arkansas Game Fish Foundation realized that we have over 6,000 shooters in the state now, along with 850 coaches, volunteer coaches. And they created this project with the city of Jacksonville. We have 14 trap fields, a 3 skeet overlay, a world-class education center, pavilions. We have a fishing lake and a brand new archery station fixing to go in where we're going to have tournaments there too. This is just a fantastic facility to be at. You can see that it is truly one of the best in the nation here in Jacksonville, Arkansas. If you'd like more information on the Arkansas Game Fish Foundation Shooting Sports Complex, go to the City of Jacksonville website, look under the Parks and Rec section, and come on out and let's shoot around one day.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to Legacy Trails TV this week. We're glad you're here, but right back here, same time, same place next week. I cannot believe those antlers popped off of Tina's butt.
Fell right off that deer. Dad had a great hunt. We enjoyed hunting with my dad again. I think he got a little bit excited, but we were continuing the legacy right here on Legacy Trails. Thanks for watching, and God bless.
Next week's preview presented by Ground Dogger Hunting Solutions.
He's starting to get a big old neck and everything on him, isn't he?
He is. He's ready to do the thing.
Closed captioning provided by Bow Addicts. Feed the addiction. This week's show is brought to you by Chevy Silverado, the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Heavy Metal, because I didn't come this far to miss. Mission Archery, bows and crossbows that outperform their price. Spy Point, the world's best and most innovative trail and action cameras. Drop Time product, quality mineral and seed blends with free shipping. ScentLock, proven deadly. Grace Camo and Lace, it's a way of life. And by booksbypots.com. Promotional consideration was provided by these fine sponsors.
He was a nice one. That's the first time I've had that happen. First time. And we actually found another set of, one half of a set of sheds coming and looking for this one.
11th of January, you're going to be 74th day after Christmas. What a great Christmas present. Man, this is what Legacy Trails is all about. Been a great day, Dad. Love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
Love you a bunch, man.
I love you a bunch too.